going on, mi gente? Hvac! Guys, today we're in Franklin Square, New York, getting ready to replace and install a new window/wall unit because they're usually wall units or AC units, but we're doing that today. So I'm going to take you through the journey and process of replacing this unit today. Let's go. Alright guys, first thing is first, we have to disconnect the power, which we already did. So just so you know, this is an old school plug. It's a 30 amp plug. So we have to replace the actual outlet. So the outlet is 30 amps. The new unit takes a 20 amp. So we have to replace this with a 20 amp receptacle or an outlet. So we're going to do that at the end. But then we'll take you to the necessary steps to replace this. So now once you take out the power, then you can start disconnecting and pull this baby out. Alright guys, now that you finished disconnecting the power and making sure it's safe to work on the actual unit. So now on this particular unit, you have to unscrew the two screws on the bottom, which we're about to take off right, well, we took off before. Take it off like this. And guys, usually there's a screw here somewhere on the left or the right or the bottom that keeps it in place. At some given point, somebody must have taken them off, but they're already off. But they also have screws in the rear, in the back. So sometimes when you want to pull this out, it doesn't come out. It's because something's holding it in place. So just so you understand, whenever you're working on a wall unit specifically, they just call a sleeve. This housing right here around the perimeter is called a sleeve. So the unit, in essence, goes inside the sleeve. So there's no screws in the back. We already checked, and there's no screws in the front. So basically, you need to put some elbow grease and some muscle. You can go something like this, and you gotta pull it out. Of course, sometimes they're heavy, so you need a second set of hands to do this job pretty smoothly and safely. So guys, I would always recommend having somebody else to give you another set of hands to help you guys and make this process a lot easier. All right, mi gente, so as you guys can see, we're getting ready to install this Frederick 18,000 BTU wall/window AC unit. Guys, you always want to make sure that you get the proper voltage. We already know it's 220 volts. They already have a plug here, or I should say an outlet. So the outlet, but we got to change this outlet because this outlet is a 30 amp, like I mentioned in the video earlier. And we're going to put a 20 amp outlet to make sure this baby works. So guys, stay tuned. I want to take you through the process of what it is. Let's go, baby. Hvac. Okay, mi gente, we're 3/4 of the way of the installation. You guys can see it's already it's in place. So I want to show you guys, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. You guys are going to say, well, it's the original sleeve. Yes, you're able to use the original sleeve as long as within the same distance, or meaning the same exact measurements. You're not going to get an exact replacement. A lot of these units are old, so the measurements are slightly off. So basically you want to make sure you have the measurements between not only the width, but the height. So this particular model is, if I remember correctly, it's 25 inches by 19 inches. As long as it's 25 by 19 or less, you're good to go. So it's not going to be an exact unit as well because the unit was bigger. But the good thing is we're able to salvage the sleeve. Why do we want to do that? It's very simply to save money, because If we have to take out this sleeve, you got to do construction, you got to open up the walls. It just turns into a bigger project than what it is, and most people don't want to spend the extra money unless they have to. If you have to, you got to do what you have to do. In this case, we're able to get away with that, so we're able to salvage the sleeve, and this sleeve is still good, believe it or not. It's brand new, so if they ever decide they want to take the AC with them, or they want to use it in their next new home, if they decide to move, whatever it may be, you always want to leave the new sleeve with them, so they can put it in the basement somewhere, store it. But chances are they're not going to use it, but it's good to have it. But yes, that's exactly what we did. Now there is a gap on the left and the right side, and also on the top because it's slightly smaller. And the reason for that, exactly what I just said, it's a smaller unit. So what do we do to fill in the gaps? Most of the time we use insulation. You want to use insulation because you don't want to have any heat loss or lose any cooling from the room. But most importantly, you don't want any critters or animals coming inside your home. So guys, whenever you do something like this, you definitely want to put some good insulation around the perimeter. You can use insulation. Some guys like to use wood. I personally, if it was a bigger gap, I would like to use plexiglass. It just looks a lot prettier. It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as the customer's happy, you're happy with your work, and also it looks nice and clean. I personally like to use insulation and make sure the insulation is tucked in nice and tight, that we don't get any critters or anything coming inside it, because we definitely don't want any critters coming at night, especially crawling on us in the middle of the night, if you know what I mean. So guys, super important. All right, so again, we're almost there. Last but not least, we're going to change the actual outlet, but that's the last part of the job. We want to make sure this is done first. And once this is done, then it's just very easy to replace the actual outlet and turn on. So guys, stay tuned. Wepa! Alright, mi gente, it's officially a wrap, and that's how you saw a window AC unit on the wall. Guys, this is what it takes, guys. This is what it is to install a window AC or a wall AC. Pretty much they're the same thing. Guys, one goes to the window, one goes to the AC. But I hope you liked the video. Check it out. Let me know what you guys think. But most importantly, subscribe below. Smash that bell button. Give us a like. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, Wepa!